I'm in the 3+.
We're all about rounded corners around here. What's up, everybody?
Absolutely.
Welcome to Shattered Tabletop Gaming. I hope you enjoyed that lovely intro that we just did there for you. That is not our official intro or a necessarily a stance everyone shares, but it's one I share. So maybe we're in the same ballpark. But welcome to our awesome show. I hope that gives you some tiny glimmer of the chaos that will ensue through this show. Welcome these amazing players who are here joining us tonight. We've got some cool stuff going on. But before we get into all that wonderful backstory and recap and, catching up to where we were, because I think it's been about half a month. We're actually playing a little bit early this time. We got a couple other shows to talk about. And so I'm going to pass it around so that a couple other people can do some talking. We're going to go in a unconventional reverse order this time than I normally do, and we're going to have Mike go first.
Hey, that's me. Hi, I am the aforementioned Mike, also known as Super Gets. I play Seamus on this amazing show, Shattered Dungeon. Shattered Dawn? Shattered Dungeon. Yeah, sorry. I keep wanting to say Shattered Dawn. I don't know why. I don't know what that was. But
Shattered Dawn.
Yeah, I thought there was something Shattered Dawn, but that's okay. Anyway, hi. We have another game on this channel on Shattered Tabletop Gaming where I host the Call of Cthulhu Down Darker Trails Shadows over Tombstone. The Down Darker Trails one, for anybody that isn't aware, it's the Old West version of cosmic horror and chaos. Been having a lot of fun. Got one of the two of the great people that are on the show here with us too is Ray and Juniper. And I try to do it with your accent. I'm sorry, it was fun. But anyway, yeah, just it's a lot of fun. We have a good time. Actually, finally starting to get a little bit horrific out there now. Stuff's starting to happen. Think pieces are starting to move. Things are starting to get added. It's starting to get kind of interesting. So if you have a chance, stop by. The schedule for that I'm not 100% sure on, but you can always check it out on our YouTube channel as well. Definitely give the show a shot, and if you like it, maybe leave us a comment or stop by and check out the show.
Send Mike a porcelain doll as a thank you.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that at all. I appreciate that you enjoy those, but please don't do that. And no, Abigail doesn't scare me. The movie Abigail or Annabelle.
Annabelle.
We watched Abigail last night, Mikey and I. That's why I had this suck. But anyway, back to you, Ray.
Hey! Well, thank you very much for that. And yes, Call of Cthulhu Down Darker Trails is definitely an interesting show. Lots of cool stuff to check out on that. Check out our clips, too, that the amazing Tofu Chipmunk takes care of during work hours. I love it. They are the best clips from the show, kind of like a highlight reel, and you get to see some of the most zany things to ever be said on the internet. Speaking of zany things being said on the internet, I'm going to pass it over to Juniper to tell us about a whole other show with zany antics.
Well, that was quite the introduction. I'm Juniper. I'm linen and spice most places on the internet. Aside from playing in a whole bunch of different games here on Shattered Tabletop Gaming, I play in a D&D 5e campaign called the Moonstone Matriarchy over on D&D Denial's channel. It's an all-women campaign. We are currently in the Feywilds gearing up for a Fey wedding. So one of our party members was betrothed to an Archfey at birth. They faded to black last session, so we get to hear all about it over breakfast at the start of next session to see what exactly happened. Yeah, so, and I think we've all finally now got evidence that the Archfey really does love her, which is so sweet, which is really nice, because we were all kind of a little bit unsure about him. But yeah, he really does love her by the looks of it. So yeah, come join us on Saturdays over on D&D Denial's channel, 8 p.m. EST. Back to Ray.
Thank you. That's awesome. I love when a plan comes together and a story ends happily or even begins happily. This sounds like a good time. So
I'm sure all they did was needlepoint over that night. I'm sure it wasn't anything
Yeah.
special.
Yeah,
It's all about
No,
needle
They were
point.
just putting together something good.
Oh, she's definitely
Needle
getting
point,
his needle
eh?
pointed.
Oh, geez.
See, I don't mean to set
Wrong-
it up, but it always
wrong
makes
dir-
me happy when Tofu does something like that. It makes me so happy to hear.
Wrong game,
Yes.
Tofu. Save that for the Wild Sea.
Be dirty like the rest of us. Yes.
But yes, I am Ray. I am the Arc Master of this wonderful session tonight, and I DM many of the other games on the Shattered Tabletop Gaming channel. As with this show and all the others, I may need some dice rolls throughout the night, and that comes from you, chat. I will call it out. I just need you to simply type !D, whatever die I call for. So if it's a 6-sided or a 10-sided, you just put !D 6 or 10, what have you. Definitely check out the links that have been posted by Tofu Chipmunk. Give follows, likes, click the bells and whistles, all that good stuff, so that you can keep up to date on when things go live and when people are doing things. With all that being said, I'm going to roll our intro video, and we will be right back to jump into the game for this evening. So sit tight. We'll see you in about 44 seconds. All right, everybody. When we last left our intrepid heroes, they had made their way through the Ara gates and into the massive city of Aluin, which is the seat of power for the Norethel, who are basically the self-proclaimed highest species or race, however you want to annotate that. They feel like they kind of run all of Erethe because they were the first ones to arrive in Erethe. With all that being said, it's pretty self entitled. There's a lot of equally awesome species and races that inhabit this world, so it's kind of inflated sense of self-ego kind of thing.
Elitist.
Yes, very much so. The city, however, is nothing short of elaborate and amazing. The buildings created here were all created using magic. The Norethel were not the first to ever use magic, but they were the first to use it basically to solve all of their problems. If even mundane, they would use magic for it. So the city is definitely lavish and well kept, and on the surface seems absolutely gorgeous and beautiful. Our crew kind of head through a few things as they were going to the Dragon's Hall, which is a luxurious adventurer's inn that was made out of basically the body parts of dragons, which in this particular age have pretty much gone extinct. Presumably to make this inn. That'd be my guess. So I'll say we'll pick up there with all of you arriving at the doorway to the inn. Or would you all like to have just kind of like grabbed a quick room and stayed overnight?
I think that's what happened actually last episode before we cut
Yeah.
off. Was that does yeah?
We've
And I
talked
was
to
in the
Gemstone.
I was in
Mhm.
the field with Mossflower in the garden.
Right.
So, first thing is Dahlia wants to like perk up and go, did you mention a giant in a wheelchair?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I did.
At the blacksmith?
I did. Yes.
And I'm gonna turn to Celeste and I'd be like, you know what that means, right? You know what that means?
It has to be Leander. It has to be.
Okay.
We have to go see him.
Okay.
Yeah. Dahlia's vibrating in place.
Exactly how I pictured that.
Yeah.
Mm.
We have to go get Seamus. Let's go get Seamus. And I'm like zooming out.
Yep. I'm chasing after Dahlia because someone has to.
Seamus!
I think that
Brim-
you're-
She's like
Or
running,
Brimstone,
screeching down the street.
Brimstone watches both of you tear out of this place as he's still cleaning the mug, and he's like, wow, some people just really love dragons or really love giants. Seamus, as you are basically getting the fundamentals from Mossflower, and like Mossflower's like, no, more from the diaphragm. And
Oh,
much
Trying.
better.
trying.
Much better. You hear in the distance Dahlia yelling your name.
Seamus!
Oh God, is that Dahlia? Dahlia?
Seamus! Leander's here! Somewhere, like
What?
Leander's here somewhere.
What? Leander? From the town.
Let's
One of us
go!
helping me with the blacksmith. Where is he?
And I grabbed
Celeste.
Seamus by his beard and start
Oh! Oh!
Celeste eventually arrives like completely out of breath. She is not built for running. Yeah, they mentioned that there's a giant in a wheelchair at the blacksmith. It has to be Leander.
Seamus pulls up the hood and howls and turns into Seamus Wolf. And kind of like goes over, obviously, nut job there's already jumped on my back. So I go over to Celeste and I nudge her back up on my back.
Celeste like rolls onto you, like fully collapsing, and just like grabs the fur.
And I'm listening for Dahlia to tell us where he's at as I'm running.
Blacksmith!
Somewhere blacksmith.
Somewhere blacksmith.
Somewhere
Best
blacksmith.
directions ever.
So I guess Seamus is using his nose to sniff out for like burning iron or any kind of metal,
Smart.
like that
Absolutely.
would be hot essentially. Yeah,
Yeah, like the
smelling for coal.
smell
wood.
of like coal and flux.
Yeah.
So as you run back past the adventurers, and I mean, you basically run all the way across the main square, which takes you past a massive building of azure crystal.
Oh yeah, I see it.
Let's see, that would be to the south, and then across the way from that is a woodworking building, very massive woodwork shop. So you kind of split between those, and you see in front of you a gigantic gate that's just ornately decorated. It's probably, shoot, I don't know, 60 feet tall. What's that, 20 meters?
Yep.
Standing on either side of the gate is a platoon each of guards, Norethel guards, and they've got very elaborate armor, and they all have like double-ended glaives, like a blade on either end, and they're all just kind of standing there. And as you approach, the doors just automatically start opening up. None of them make an attempt to like try and stop you or anything like that. They just stay in formation as you run through.
Seamus Wolf gives him a nod and thinks to himself, "Did we just run past the dragon?" Like, and then starts going again.
Open sesame.
That's in.
I-
We have a room there actually, a nice big room that fits everybody. Yeah, we did
Oh,
run past the
That's
dragon.
that's convenient. Keep going.
Yeah.
I forgot I can talk to you guys. That's my bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we hear you in
Yeah.
our heads, right? When you're a wolf.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. That's what's up.
Heading into the next part of the town is a very large area, but not quite as large. It's probably about half the size as the main area that you were just in, but it is clearly less taken care of here. Still very nice, but less taken care of. This is where like the forge is, the foundry, a lot of like the more manual labor kind of. Oh, we keep that out back where people can't see it, kind of thing. And as you enter this particular area, directly in front of you is a massive, like epic proportions blacksmith shop.
Is it G on the map? Oh,
It'd
F.
be F on the map. It's probably 4 stories tall. Like it takes up like a full acre of land. Like it's just huge. And from inside you can hear the sound of anvils hammering away and the smell of coal, and this is definitely the place.
So,
Slide off Seamus's back and I start running in.
Seamus points his nose and he has his paw up at where the forge is. He's just pointing right at it. Yeah.
I love it.
And then he howls again and turns back into regular Seamus.
Leander? Hi, my name is Dahlia. Do you know Leander? Big guy. Big chair.
Dahlia
Going down the line talking to anybody who will listen.
Right. Dahlia
Just running in
runs
there.
in, and you see that there's like numerous normal sized anvils, like the 25-pound like big anvils that like Wile E. Coyote used to drop on people, mainly himself. But there are a few even larger than that. Like they are
Giant-sized ones,
taller.
would you say?
Yeah, they're like taller than Dahlia. And you see there are a number of like Soul Ethel. There's I can't remember all of the names. There's a Basilican in here. There's I keep wanting to say Tabaxi, but that's the wrong game. Ilrias, there we go. Cat folk. But yeah, you see like pretty much everybody in here except Norethels. But what is making up a vast majority of the workers in here are underlings. Basically the Shattered Dawn equivalent of a dwarf. Like they've got the beards and everything. They're hammering away, doing their thing. You do see a massive wheelchair that looks so familiar to all of you, but you do not see Leandar himself.
Oh.
I'll let Dahlia take this one.
I'm gonna ask the guy next to that anvil or closest to that wheelchair. Excuse me. Hi, my name is Dahlia. Do you know where the person that this chair belongs to is? But I don't think they have walked very far, but like they're somewhere.
I see what you did there. So this underling like lifts his goggles up and kind of stops swinging his axe for a second, and he goes, "Oh yes, Leandar. Yes. I don't know where he's gotten off to. You might check the back."
Thank you.
It's always in the back.
I start heading towards the back.
Chase Dahlia, I guess.
Oh yeah, we're chasing after her.
Jason Dahlia.
Mhm.
Heading into the back area, which is just basically farther in. So there's no actual, I said this was 4 stories tall. There's no actual like levels to this thing. When you're inside, it's just all the way to the ceiling. One humongous room. However, what kind of like goes around the ceiling in many different paths and directions appears to be like a metal rail or like a track of sorts. And when you get into the back, you see Leandar is actually in like a harness, and he's able to like push himself and kind of like slide around on these tracks.
Oh, that's so cool.
And you see
That's
him
so
like
cool.
basically zip line up to one of those massive anvils, and he just starts just hammering away.
Leander! And I launch myself at him.
Dahlia grabs hold of Leandar, who, stunned but also recognizing who you are, drops his hammer to the floor and just grabs hold of you. I was so afraid. And he's like giving you the biggest bear hug, but like he's aware of his strength, so he's not like breaking bones or anything. But he's like, "Where are the others? I was so afraid you didn't make it."
I missed you. Look. It's Celeste and Seamus behind me.
Hello, my
Oh, nice
friend.
to see- I'm so happy to see you got out.
Oh, I'm so happy to see you all got out. Oh, what a
Group hug.
relief. Yeah, just like this, his arms get all of you. Like,
Okay.
Yeah.
This isn't usually my thing, but okay. I still give him the Roman
Yeah.
handshake thing. Yeah.
Well, almost all of us got out. Chip,
Yes.
Chip,
Chip didn't.
what happened to Chip? My little Chip.
Seamus tears a little bit right here.
Chip did a big boom, and then shadows started chasing us.
Yeah. I think Chip set the whole thing off.
He opened up a portal and set loose evil.
No, not our little Chip.
I'm just as upset about it as you are.
Yeah.
It was kind of bound to happen. Everybody kept saying how creepy he was.
Not
Well, he
everybody
was-
looks creepy. Is creepy,
He was
but
creepy, but he was our creep.
He was
Yeah.
my friend.
Hmm.
how
Terrible
did you
Chip.
escape? How did you
Uh,
escape?
I'll be honest, it was quite fortuitous. When everyone was scrambling, I was having a bit of trouble with my wheelchair, but the entire town came together and carried me to the boat.
Oh,
Well, those
I'm so happy to hear that.
that made it. Tell me, did you encounter any of the beasts that the shadow created?
I think
I
we
think-
tangled with a cephalopod or an octopus squid thing.
Yes.
It had
We
tentacles.
certainly- And we were being stalked through the woods by what I think was a shadow creature as well. We didn't meet that one head on though. I think it was just stalking us.
No, he was definitely on our tail. We saw the darkness take over things though, and monsters and beasts come out of that. Altered animals and humans alike, or different people alike.
Hmm.
We fought a lot of things, and we also made new friends. And Celeste she does this really cool thing with like she opens up a portal and you step through it and you're like, ooh, it's a new place. And then we're now here and we're staying at a dragon place, like with dragon bones, and I think the carpet's made out of a dragon tongue because it's squishy, Leander.
Seamus is actually listening to you with interest as well because he hasn't been there yet.
Yes, that tavern is quite nice, but it will never compare to the food of Lotguts.
I can cook
Guts
now.
is
I'll make
something
you something
special.
great.
Some food from home would be a blessing upon the soul, Dahlia.
I whip out like from my pack, my little the thing that held my hot nog in the first place. Well, I pour some danger noodle soup for him.
Oh, thank God! I thought you had like fermented hot nog in there or something. I'm like,
I was
oh
gonna
no!
say she gave it to Seamus before, and Seamus finished the hot nog.
Oh
I
God!
was like,
Okay.
it's gonna be all like chunky.
Oh.
Seamus would still drink it. He doesn't care.
Oh.
Leandar
this is
like
past
sips,
my stomach.
sips on the soup. Dahlia, this is quite delicious. Thank you.
You're welcome. I cook all sorts of food for everybody. They all eat it.
Fermented hot dog.
Fermented hot dog. Blech.
Now, this shadow creature, the one that was stalking you, that does not sound like the other creatures that I encountered. The ones I encountered, they wasted no time attacking everything and anything that came before them.
Arcmaster.
Okay.
Would Seamus be able to do some sort of nature check or something like that? Would he have smelled this creature when he was the wolf? That maybe I can recall something about it.
Why don't you tell me?
Wait, tell you what I want to do? Okay. I would like to use my nature to see if or my wilderness. Sorry, excuse me. Use my wilderness skill to see if I can't recall what the creature smelled like and if I could discern any kind of anything from that. Go ahead. All right.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Is this something? Oh, yeah, I guess no. No, it wouldn't be like that. I got a 40.
With a 40, you do recall that when the shadow creature was stalking you, there was a very distinct smell of like flowers or like essential oils kind of smell. It was definitely not like a monstrous smell.
So I regale that to our friend here and let him know that this was the one thing that I caught while I was running from it. Was the smell.
Like flowers.
Like
That's-
like a lilac or like a honey oil.
That's unexpected. Not something I'd imagine from shadow creatures.
A lot of this is starting to sound a little... I don't know how to word it. This is not a normal place. The normal tale you're telling me. If
No.
these are the things that I am leaning towards believing they are, you may need to head to the Sanctuary of Light. It is a very massive library here in the city that holds the history and lore of Erethe. But if I am led to believe what this is alluding to, I think what you may have encountered was one of the... No, there's no way.
What?
What is it?
Go ahead.
Long ago, when Lam Kai first tried to take over this realm, there were some who sided with him. They. Lam Kai is a interesting being. Shadow and evil incarnate. I'm sure you've probably ascertained that so far. But joining him were some of the most powerful spellcasters and warriors that this realm had never seen. They became his generals and lieutenants for his evil armies. But they were sealed away in powerful seals of Heartstone. But I've never seen Heartstone since I've been alive. I mean, Heartstone hasn't been used in ages. I mean, most of it's been lost. I'm not even sure where you can even find Heartstone anymore. But I'm sure you've seen it, actually, if you went through the aura.
We did go through the Aura Gate. Is the Aura Gate made of Heartstone?
It is, yes.
That the place we came in from.
I rummage around in my bag and I pull out the little mini Aura Gate thing as well. Is this what you're talking about?
You have a piece of Heartstone.
I guess.
Is that good?
He kind of looks around and kind of pushes it down a little bit closer to you. And he's like, do not let anyone know that you have this.
I hide it away again. I take it's a powerful substance?
Heartstone can be used to create the most powerful artifacts that this realm has ever known.
It can be imbued in weapons?
It can.
Ooh.
It can be made into a weapon itself in the right hands. But with the sudden resurfacing of Lam Kai, the college, it's been in disarray. They've split into two sides. And this is what happened last time too. At least from what little bits I had read. When Lam Kai surfaced before, the college was divided on how to take care of the problem. And it was because of this division that the lieutenants were selected. They were easily swayed by Lam Kai. It would seem that history has decidedly repeated itself.
Dahlia, didn't the ice beast that we fought, the guy that I didn't like very much, didn't he say that he had fought us before or something?
That's something about he knows my face, and I don't know his face.
We had an encounter with something like that, and he said he knew us.
There's a big guy, almost as big as you, Leander, but no one can ever be as big as you because you're like the best. And then he was made out of ice and he totally cold, and then he tried to hurt me, and I bit him, and he said he's seen us, seen our face before, but he wanted to bring me to my doom, or he brought me doom or something like that. But I never ordered doom. And then we totally demolished him, and now I have ice shards of him, and I pull out my little bag and I show him an ice shard. And then Leander, also it's when this ice shards, when they're in other people's hearts, they turn into like these icy golem, like and they just say their own names, like I am Groot, kind of thing.
Without you even finishing what you're saying, Leandar like kind of goes white, spins around and grabs like a lead box, pretty much like a treasure chest, and spins back around, and he's like, Dahlia, you must put those in here immediately.
But I wanted to make snow cones with them.
Dahlia, it's
Dahlia.
Leandar. If he's telling you to do that, he probably has a good reason for it.
Okay. So I start dumping all of them, except I pocket one.
Okay.
No. Okay, I would like to see if I noticed her do that. What can I roll to
allow it.
fucking...
Are we having a roll off?
Yeah, pretty
It's gotta
much.
be a roll off. Even Dahlia likes to roll off.
Well, my
Oh.
laptop just decided it was gonna fall apart on me, so I can't see chat through that anymore.
Here's a question for you, Ray. If these things are imbued with any kind of magic, is it possible that I could detect them using my potency, or like, do you know what I mean? Like,
Yes,
if I
so-
detect her pocketing one.
What we're gonna do here is Dahlia is gonna roll pickpocketing, and then Celeste is going to roll a potency check.
Okay. So let me pull up my pickpocket.
This roll off is brought to you by C4 Energy Drink. C4.
Yeah,
I know it sounds like a bomb, but it's actually a really good energy drink.
Let me-
Keeps you up all night. Mix it with alcohol.
it's a
Drink
blast of
responsibly.
energy.
All right, I'm using 100 potency for this.
Oh damn!
So
Yeah.
Celeste isn't messing around, dude.
I could put 200 into this. I could put all of my potency in if I want, but I don't think that Celeste is quite. She's not at 100% of paying attention to Dahlia. That's why I'm knocking it down a bit, because I can't justify that roleplay wise. So 100 potency is going to have to do.
I stand by what I
Well,
said.
then anything you roll is going to beat me because I'm at 102.
Oh, it was 125. So
So yes, Celeste, you do see Dahlia palm one of them.
Dahlia,
Yeah.
all of them, please.
Okay. And I put it all in.
She does put them all in.
All
I
of
am paying
them.
attention. Okay, all right, cool.
Oh no. Dahlia
Celeste
knows,
is like,
when not,
last one.
Dahlia knows when not to push things.
It's just Dahlia being Dahlia.
Leandar closes the lid and he says, "What was the ice creature's name?"
Dahlia. I'm sure Seamus remembers. Mike does not.
Right.
Yeah.
Same with Ray.
I don't remember. I just remember offering him
I'm
danger
sorry.
noodle soup.
What I meant to say was Celeste. Oh, do you remember what
What?
the ice creature's name was? The one that said that he recognized us?
Me as a
Celeste was
player,
busy
I was not
helping the
present during
villager.
that episode.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right. Okay,
I
so
don't
now
have
I'm
notes
actually
for
gonna
that
have to do
episode. I
something.
could go back and watch them, but
Hold on
Yeah,
a
I
second.
don't-
We're just gonna go back and check out some clips real quick from the previous show, and
just
well,
give us half an hour. We'll be back.
Yeah,
No,
we'll be
it's all good. So Leandar repeats the lieutenant's name because even Ray doesn't remember at this point.
yeah,
in
it's my
time.
bad.
It does. It's one of those. Oh yeah,
This guy.
he did say that was his name. That is frightening, terrifying news, because that
Oh.
means that the generals are being awoken somehow. Someone is releasing them from their seals.
If they're all like
Dahlia.
that guy, I took him down pretty quickly, actually. So I had help, but I took him down pretty quickly. So if they're all like that, I think we're okay. We got it.
I'm concerned about that though, because Dahlia, didn't you say when Nathaniel pulled us into those dreams, didn't you say he wanted you to collect seals for him?
Uh-huh. He said they were family.
This must be what he meant. The generals and so on, those must be the seals that... Did he say how many there were? Do we know how many or how to stop them?
I just used my axe. And that seemed to work okay.
We didn't get
Oh,
quite that
serious.
far
I'm sorry.
in our conversation because he wanted me to pledge allegiance while I was trying to get like the details of what the deal was going to be, and that's when I was
Why?
like, no allegiance.
Why would he want an allegiance with you?
He wanted
That doesn't
me to
make
have an
sense.
allegiance with his master. And I don't do allegiance.
Nathaniel, I believe, serves Lamkai and
Mhm.
singled us out, singled our group out.
Nathaniel is also known as the father of monsters. Definitely one of the highest generals for Lamkai.
Oh,
We knew that back in the First Age. But what confuses me is why he would want an allegiance. Unless he's seen your face before.
well, when this happened, you know how I said Chip set off the explosion of sorts, the beginning of the shadow. It was during that moment that I believe we all fell unconscious, and while we were unconscious at that exact moment was when Nathaniel approached all of us individually in dreams or visions, saying that, showing us all images of what our lives could be, of our ideal lives, essentially, if we joined with Lamkai. I don't know why he singled us out, but could it be something to do with us having been with Chip at the time, or I don't know.
Yes, for all my knowledge, I have no idea. I am at a complete loss. That is not like Nathaniel. I don't know why he would want an alliance. He already has. He has 9 lieutenants under him, which also answers a question you had previously asked. Each of them progressively more powerful than the last. Here in the city, actually, yes, here in the city itself, sealed away in, let me look here. Yes, over on the main campus of the city, there is the Shrine of Kiriel, the last of the Norethel who was able to seal away the Lieutenant Mohadane.
Mohadane. Does Seamus know that name?
No.
Okay.
No, none of you have heard this name.
Could you check that in the Discord with the spelling, please?
Absolutely.
Or somewhere. Thank you.
I'll put it in our private chat real quick.
Cheers. Perfect.
Mohadane is sealed in a prison, a Heartstone prison, here in the city, watched over very carefully.
Who is responsible for watching over this prison? I feel we should talk to them, alert them to what's going on.
It is actually the responsibility of, because I just said the name and I totally forgot, the responsibility of Kiriel's family, their entire lineage. Their sole purpose was to watch that prison.
Okay.
Yes, that is the correct spelling.
Okay.
Fantastic.
I was just about to type it, and I noticed you already did.
Cheers. That's quite the legacy to be responsible for.
They take great pride in this legacy.
Okay.
It definitely sounds we have quite the mystery on our hands.
It also sounds like we need to gear up and maybe learn some new abilities, because
Yes.
it sounds like we're going to go up against some pretty tough opposition.
Yes. If the lieutenants get progressively more powerful, it's quite possible that the one we fought was the weakest in the chain.
I mean, that's good for me, because I was looking for more of a challenge. That one wasn't very much of a challenge.
Well, I guess we need to gear up, like you said. We probably need to speak to the College of Kaladir as well and let them know what's going on. And you mentioned visiting the Sanctuary of Light as well, which
I do
should have
believe that would be
information.
beneficial. Yes.
Was the
Okay.
Sanctuary of Light where Chosen was from? Or is
No.
that a different sect? Okay.
Yeah, that was from the Magister Oris is what they're called.
Another montage, you're saying there, Dreamer.
Training arc coming. Yeah. Montage.
I cannot promise anything, but if you give me that piece of Heartstone, I may be able to use it to forge some powerful weapons with which you might be able to defeat the lieutenants a bit easier. But I will need some help, Seamus.
I have you, and I was going to ask if there was anything I could do to help you out with this. I have the little portable forge right here.
Ooh, fancy.
Oh,
She gave
also,
it to me.
Leander, we have another person. We could call him a friend. His name is Chosen, and he's gonna want to know if you could melt several swords and make it into one big ultra sword. I wouldn't trust him with an ultra sword, but I feel like I should ask just in case.
I was like, "What you
Man
talking
likes
about?"
his
But I was like,
sword.
"Oh yeah, Chosen." Sorry,
He does like his swords, that one.
he wants to make a mega sword. Oh, Jordan, I'm sorry you're not feeling great tonight, buddy.
He's gonna end up with one of
Whatever.
those fucking anime swords that's twice the size of the person wielding it, right? Just
I was
Yeah.
thinking like Sethroth or Tetsaiga from Inuyasha.
See, and I was thinking Berserk, just like the big
Berserk's
old, or
cool.
Cloud, just
Yeah.
that big old
Oh, the
Buster sword,
That's
like
Yeah.
an airplane wing for a sword.
Yeah.
Yep.
Um.
Oh damn.
Well, I can, if you leave the weapons with me, I can at least smelt them down and get a nice billet going. And maybe I can incorporate some of the Heartstone to imbue it with some more powers.
more powers for Chosen. Let's not mention that.
Dahlia, we're going to need every last bit of power we can come across in order to have any chance of going up against.
He's gonna have so much power with a big sword.
I like Inuyasha. I lean into Celeste and I go, "Have we ever told Leandar about the staff you found?"
Oh, I don't know that we did.
I know he sent us, and that's where we found it when he sent us on the mission.
In the
But
bell tower, yes.
yeah,
I don't know that we
remember
did.
what he said. Yeah, maybe he might know something about this.
That's a good idea. Leander, do you know anything about I pull out the staff. I think we have like 5 pieces of it now. I
Yeah.
pull it out.
Oh. I do not know personally anything about it, but it does look quite powerful. I can see the aura of potency coming off of it.
I believe there are 3 more pieces of it, 2 or 3 more pieces that we can hopefully hunt down.
Indeed. I don't want to sound like a broken record, but perhaps if that is from the First Age, there would maybe be some information on it in the library.
I'm not sure, guys, but I think he wants us to go to the library. I might be wrong. But
Maybe
it sounds like that's where Ray wants us to go.
maybe if you were to read really fast to like some music or something.
Like maybe a reading
in a montage? Yeah.
I'm not so hot with the words, so
Well,
I can look
I'm-
at pictures.
I'm
Wait,
fairly
is the-
fast at reading.
The library in the college or the library a separate place?
So the library, the Sanctuary of Light, is actually a separate building. It is K on the map. So it's actually
like right next to the forge. Okay.
right next
Or,
door
like,
to the
real
forge.
close?
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
Just what? Southwestish?
All right.
Southwesterly?
Definitely go there first then. Well, perhaps.
Well, before you all leave, you've told me that your one friend wants a Megazord. Oh, sorry, Megasword.
Copyright.
Would any of the rest of you like a specific weapon of some kind?
I pull off my axe and I look at it, and it has all of the different etchings and things I've done with it, the runes that I wrote onto it, and it has that at the bottom of the pommel. It has that etched bell into it, and I just kind of hand it over. I'm like, I personally would really like to work on this one, but I've had this since the beginning, and I've upgraded it a couple times. I'd like to keep using this weapon. I've kind of grown attached to it. We've become, because I fought with it for so long, it feels like my energy and my strength is into this already. So I handed it over, but I was like, I would really like to help you with this particular one. I have some ideas for a revamp to it.
Actually, that's not a bad idea. You mentioning of how your strength is already imbued into it. Do you have spellbinders here, Leander, who are able to imbue weapons with additional properties?
There are a few spellbinders, but they tend to be rather expensive.
Okay.
But
Okay.
just across the courtyard from us is the Emporium of Binding. That is,
Okay.
there's 4 or 5 spellbinders that do their work in that building. But if any of you knew spellbinding, perhaps we could work together to make this cheaper.
I know some rudimentary spellbinding. I'm not sure how effective, but I would always love to learn more. Is this something that you can imbue a weapon with something and then upgrade it over time as the spellbinder learns more?
Indeed,
Okay.
yes, it is.
Okay, awesome.
Celeste, I had no idea. This is wonderful news. It sounds like we can really work, all of us together, to create something powerful.
I mean, when I was talking about the strength, I meant it more metaphorically and spiritually. I've fought with the weapon for so long, it feels like it's there. But if you can do that, that's pretty great. I would, yeah. Always looking to be a little stronger.
course. And I know you meant it metaphorically, but
Oh, thank you.
it wouldn't surprise me if when you use a tool so much that almost like a part of your soul goes into it.
It's part of my belief, my culture. Some of the weapons get passed down from generation to generation, and it's supposed to be like all of their battle essence is kind of into the weapon, and over time the generations more and more till eventually it's a powerful family weapon.
It's beautiful.
Unfortunately, I don't have a family now, but it's
You
okay.
do,
Your family?
Seamus. You have a family. You have us. We may not be blood family, but
No, it
we
was
can
not
be found
sadness.
family.
It was not sadness when I said that. I look at you both as family, as maybe even chosen. I don't know yet. I'm working on that guy, but he's kind of growing on me a bit. But no, we've been together since the beginning. I absolutely look at you both as family. But yeah, I didn't mean that to sound sad. It's a small. I don't want to say feeling of loneliness because I'm not lonely with you guys. I just the tribe, I guess, and lamenting about what I lost and what happened.
For what it's worth, I never felt lonelier than when I was with my blood family. I feel so much better with you. So
I give Celeste a little pat on the head.
I give
Six-
Seamus a hug.
All 6'8" of me, just patting her on the head, like, yeah,
Celeste is 4'10". Yeah.
yeah, like, you are good.
I put up my fist, and I'm like, I wouldn't mind a couple extra new knuckles.
Extra fingers for Dahlia. Got it.
Yeah. That way I can go pow 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 pow. Woo!
Well, I shall start working on the basics, but in order to finish the details and imbue them with magical powers, I will have to have you all return to help finish things.
Of course.
I will set to work on that, and you all may explore and seek out anything else that you wish to in the city.
Okay. We'll be
Sanctuary of
back.
Light, I suppose, is probably our first stop.
Yeah.
We'll be back soon.
Thank you, friend.
See you soon. And I'll give Leander one more hug. And
Same. I was
heading
going to do
back
that
out.
too. Just hold him just that little bit too tight, as in, I'm so glad you're here, kind of thing. Yep.
He definitely takes in the hug. He has missed you all as much as you have missed him. And
I hit him with one more
You'll-
warrior shake before we leave.
yeah. All of you head back out into the courtyard area. And yeah, so directly in front of you is the Sanctuary of Light. To your right from where you're standing is the gate that you came through to get in here. Behind you is Uvar's Metallurgy. That's where like they smelt down all the metals and things like that and then disperse it throughout the city. And slightly off to the left is the Emporium of Binding. Also in this area is a courthouse that is made out of timbered walls, and another Adventurer's Inn. But this one is made out of stone and metal.
I like the dragon one, personally. I'm glad we got a room there.
I'll have to check that out next time. I
It's
hung
quite
out with
impressive in
Mossflower. Yeah.
I point forward and I start marching towards the
Forward, Harch.
if you both don't mind, I'm not so hot with the books. I thought I'd go back and speak with Mossflower again.
Of course. Well, shall we catch up with you at Leandar's a little bit later? Or is there a better place?
Yeah, I think that would work. Or we could meet at the Dragon Inn. Either one. I know where it is.
At the Dragon Inn.
Yeah, I
Okay,
can meet you back
meet
at
you
the
at the Dragon Inn.
It'll
I
be
think
on the way
Chosen
anyways.
and Livy might be there at the Dragon Inn still.
I'm surprised he
Unless
didn't
they
go.
went out wandering.
I'm surprised he didn't go with his people and do the what was the one monkey sliding his butt on the rug? I don't know, something like that.
Amazing.
It's the best one right there. Best maneuver.
Yeah, he's got a weird style, but it seems fun for him.
I feel like the monkey rubbing its butt on the rug is like the less advanced version of Cat in the Litter Box.
Yeah, Cat in the Litter Box.
Very similar shape there. It's just one involves hovering.
It's when you get to the wombat squatting is when it becomes the top tier. Because they have the cube poops.
Yeah.
which is weird for me, but I'm super into it. I think it's adorable.
Oh no. God, my
Seamus
brain
thinks it's adorable.
my brain just supplied me with the fact that you
Images.
need to be able to train your butthole to be able to form cube shapes in order to master that move. Oh
It's
my
the block. It's the stackable poop move. I don't know why this is so funny. Oh yeah, because I'm 12 years old perpetually. That's why.
Oh God, we all are. Yep, we're all
Yeah.
12.
So I will catch up with you later. And I howl. I pull the hood up. I howl, and I take off as Seamus Wolf again.
Okay.
I can go faster, essentially.
Faster. All right.
Library.
Celeste and Dahlia, you harch your way into the library. You can see there's a few people in here, but they look less like people who are actually reading, more like librarians. Like they're tending the scrolls, they're making sure that the tomes are in the right spots and things like that. It's very much like less like an actual library and more like a bookstore in here where the sections are divided up into genre. So it's like spell tomes, spell binding tomes, history of Erethe, that kind of thing.
So what you're saying is we might be able to learn spells and spell binding while here as well. Is that what
Indeed.
I'm hearing?
That is what you're hearing. As you walk in the door and you see these areas around the ceiling part is a balcony of sorts, and standing on the balcony are very lifelike sculptures of what could be considered old heroes of Erethe. There's a statue of Justinian, who used to be the leader of the College of Collardeer. There's the Eternal Shadow, which never actually had an actual name. That was just their title. The Flame Speaker Eldron, so on and so forth. And as you're kind of taking in all the sights and the smell of the books and the everything, both of you simultaneously notice a statue of Hanthor Farragam. And this particular hero, you would swear somebody made a statue of Seamus.
Celeste, that one looks like Seamus.
Say what?
Wait a minute. It doesn't just look a little bit like Seamus, though. That looks exactly like Seamus. What the?
He's got the beard
So
and
it's up on a
everything.
balcony, right?
Yep.
It's up on a balcony?
Mm-hmm.
I'm
I'm-
instantly transported to the episode of Firefly where Jane's got to statue of himself up in Mudtown, and Wash is like, I want to go to the crazy town where I'm famous too.
Yeah.
And that's the first. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'm pulling my staff out, casting levitate, using it, and I would like to go up and examine this statue like close up.
Yeah. Levitating yourself up, you do get, a really good view of this thing. And I mean, this pretty much is Seamus. Animal pelts, like all armored up, has a massive axe that like the blade part is on the ground and it's like holding the hilt part. The only thing that is different is that this is a Norethel.
Okay. What's Seamus again?
Noresian?
Yeah. No. Yeah, so something like that.
It's like tomato. I'm not sure. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah. It's basically like Norse Risan is how I
Right.
think of it, but it's
That's-
like
I think that's what David told me too. Norse Risan.
Norse Rizan. Okay. Okay.
basically a Norse character.
If I float around to all of the other statues, are they all Norethel or are they a range of different races?
They are, in fact, all Norethel. And as you're floating around looking at the other ones, you come across one that looks identical to Dahlia.
I'm immediately like, Dahlia?
Yeah.
With my levitation, can I pick her up and take her with
Sure.
me, or is
Yeah.
okay? I'm
a little bit bigger than Celeste, though. You.
Get her
That's
on,
magic,
get her on your
though.
broom.
Okay.
magic.
Magic!
Yeah, I'm grabbing Celeste by
Whee!
the collar. No, I'm gonna bring her up with me.
We're so high.
Dahlia,
Yeah.
this is uncanny. I stick her in front of her own doppelganger statue.
That looks like
Are they-
me. I'm a little better looking though.
Well, and this statue is Norethel as well. Why are they all Norethel? That's bizarre. Okay, so Celeste is also Norethel. Would it be a reasonable assumption for her to make that if Norethels are the ones making the statues of the heroes, then
Yeah.
of course all of the heroes are going to be Norethel?
Right. So with Celeste actually being Norethel,
Yeah.
it is pretty common for like Norethel history. These are the heroes that first came to Erethe and settled the world. They were
Oh,
the first ones to name the trees, name the sky, name the monsters. They were the first to harness the power of magic.
Okay. That is so bizarre. I'm dragging Dahlia with me. I go around and look at all of the other statues. If I let her go, she's going to fall. So I have to drag her.
Yeah.
Whee! Is there
I'm
one
going to
of
go look
you,
at all the rest of the
Celeste?
statues.
There is. There's one of Celeste, one of Chosen, and not identical to Livy, but you see there is one Norethel that does appear to have some very faint like scales.
Okay.
Like kind of like on the forehead and on the cheeks a little bit.
And Ava as well. Like
Yes.
basically our whole group. There is one of everybody.
Your whole group. Yep.
Dahlia.
And a few
This
that
has-
aren't part of your group.
This has to be what the lieutenant meant by seen your face before.
Oh.
What is going on? This also has to be why Nathan Hill approached us, but
Maybe one of the books has an answer. We should look.
I float us back down to the ground level.
All right. I imagine you just start grabbing books and scrolls, and you're both just.
So, being Dahlia, I'm actually going to try and approach one of the, I guess, librarians or bookkeepers.
Mhm.
Good thinking.
Hi. My name is Dahlia. I'm sorry, I don't want to disturb anyone, so I'm trying not to be loud. But do you have can you show me where I can get information about those guys? And I point up at the
attendant just kind of nods politely and like offers a hand towards the history of Arathe section.
Thank you.
Thank you. Is that also the same section that would provide information on Lamkai and Nathaniel and the lieutenants, and also artifacts, powerful artifacts?
Kind of shakes his head no and points in a different direction, and you see there's like a section that's like the bestiary of Arathe, and then another one that's like artifacts and more.
Thank you. Are any of the librarians talking? Like, have they all got like a? Yeah, okay. There's something going on there.
They all have an uncanny silence about them. Like, even when they're moving around and dusting and stuff, they're not making any sound.
Okay. I just kind of whispered to Dahlia, creepy, but I suppose that's good in a library.
I feel really loud in here.
Here.
Okay, so for all of that information, I would most likely, as a player, suggest a montage at this point where Celeste and I are pulling all of these books and stuff, rather than just trying to get the information from you right now.
Yep, that's exactly what I was going to say, is we can montage it, and then I'll put some information in the Discord so that you all have it and are able to reference back to it.
Okay.
I'll put it in.
Thank you.
Additionally, as Dahlia, I want to roll pickpocketing to try and steal a few pages of like those spell pages and spell bindings.
Okay.
We're gonna get kicked out of the fucking library, Dahlia.
Or killed, one of the two.
Just being Dahlia, she just wants to get her fingers on anything she can get her fingies on.
I like gold.
Oh my gosh. Dahlia with them gold fingers.
Right?
Like, don't dump out her backpack.
What's the thing from Harry Potter? Is it the Niffler? The thing that was
yeah.
all the stuff.
Yep.
That's Dahlia.
That's Dahlia. Mm-hmm.
So I rolled a 103.
Okay. None of the attendants notice you pilfering the library.
So Celeste shakes her head now, but she's gonna be happy whenever I hand over a few of the spells pages.
Probably. Are you gonna tell her where you got them from, though?
Nope.
I wrote them myself.
I just happened to find these laying across the street.
I just found them in the trash can, and I thought you could use them.
They fell off the back of a truck.
Yeah. Same as you are. You approach Mossflower all the way across the courtyard, and he's singing away, finishing up this garden.
I just finished running up as Seamus Wolf, and then I howl again and turn myself back into regular Seamus. and I'm just asking him. I'm kind of telling him some of the stuff that we learned, the people that we've interacted with, and kind of what's been happening with me. That I'm not sure what it is, but something different's going on with me now than before. I was just mostly about fighting, but now for some reason I feel like I can see magic. I feel like it's like I can feel it. I just don't know what it is. So,
Well,
Moss Flower.
as
I look around real quick before we start getting into it. I look around real quick, and I don't see Dahlia or Celeste or anything, right?
No.
So Moss Flower, I have to tell you, I don't normally talk like this. This is who I am, actually. I'm not an idiot. I'm not stupid. I just this is new for me, and I'm not sure how it works.
And that's where we're going to end tonight's episode. Thank you all very much for joining us. We'll really appreciate you checking things out and keeping things fun. Thanks for the roles in chat. I would definitely be using those. Thank you to these amazing players for keeping things serious but fun all at the same time. It was a lot of info and lore dumping, but you all made it not feel like listening to a recipe book on audiobook. So thank you very much
NPR.
for that. Yeah.
Car Talk NPR.
Exactly. Again, to our viewers, so sorry that we got a late start today, but I promise next time we'll be rocking and rolling on time. We'll get things going. And thank y'all very much. We'll see you next game. Bye, everybody.
So, yeah.
Bye.